Anyway, this is a little rambling. This will probably be attached, not attached, but it'll be a companion piece with the Miss
It'll
Marvel
be a
reaction.
DLC.
DLC, yeah, New Game Plus. This will probably go up on my channel and the other channel as well. But I want to talk a little bit more about the finale because there's a lot of things that I wanted to complain about, but there's also a lot of things that I wanted to touch upon that I couldn't in the discussion part of the episode. So first of all, Hunter, I want to talk
Hmm.
about what this Miss Marvel slash Captain Marvel thing at the end credits was. What do you think that was?
I, as someone who's not deep into the comics yet, I think it's some part of her inhuman ability where she's can mimic people or something.
Like shape shifting thing.
Kind of, but I think that there probably is maybe like a limit or something to it. That's at least just my thought.
Okay, now I want to say what you said first because I assumed it was going to be something brief and very unknown. But what I think this is, or what I originally thought this was before she said that line before they closed or before the scene ended, what I
Hmm.
originally thought this was a version of Terra Genesis in the comics, which is what Inhumans go through before they get their powers. But that's also it's making me think that they're also double not doing that because of the mutation thing mid episode. So what I originally thought this was Terrigenesis because in the comics the way Kamala goes through her Terrigenesis is she imagines herself as Captain Marvel because she's like in the show a huge Captain Marvel fan, and
Oh
so
yeah.
she imagined herself as a superhero. She imagined herself as Captain Marvel or Miss. She was Miss Marvel at the time with a black and yellow suit,
Hmm.
and she basically just she saved the world and was a superhero as Miss Marvel. But she learned later through her Terrigenesis that she didn't need to be Miss Marvel. She needed to be her own superhero, her version of Miss Marvel. So that's what I originally thought this was, but
Hmm.
then they changed it, or I guess they're changing it to be something else. Don't know. Has to do my little Eric Voss moment there. I will find out what actual Eric Voss has to say about this later. But yeah, anyway, I also wanted to talk about the Red Dagger thing and whatever Kamran situation is going on, which what I originally thought in the last episode, episode 5, when he went to the Circle Q and had
Hmm.
his powers, it looked very similar to his bioluminescence that he had in the comics, where he would glow
Hmm.
like this green and blue color. But it doesn't seem like they're doing that. They're sticking more to what the Miss Marvel thing, like the glowing Green Lantern powers, or like they can shoot energy and junk. But I'm not sure where they're taking that because I'm not a very specific reader to the Miss Marvel comics. I know her through other medias like games and shows and stuff and like team up appearances and other comics. But I I don't know. I don't know what they're doing because
Also,
I don't
side
think the Red
tangent.
Dagger. Go ahead.
I find it funny that Green Lantern was such a bad movie and has such bad rap now that people, whenever they see powers similar to Green Lanterns, they just go, "Oh no, it's Green Lantern powers now."
Yeah, and that's another thing. That's another discussion about Green Lantern. But I'm not gonna get into that now. But yeah, like I was saying, I don't think from my knowledge that the Red Dagger and Kamran have ever met. I think they have once, but I don't think they have like any relation outside of being known through Kamala. But I don't know what that's gonna be. Hopefully they'll develop that if they make a season 2, or they'll develop that in the Marvels or whatever. But who knows? I don't know. Not me. I'm not a writer. If I was, I wouldn't have written it like this or written it. It's written. Yeah, written it like this. And then finally, Hunter, I want to talk about my biggest gripe with this episode out of everything because this wasn't a bad episode, but this one thing kind of just infuriated me just a little tiny bit of them going with her being a mutant instead of a inhuman. Even if they didn't use the word inhuman, I would have been much better off if they would have just went with nothing at all than instead of associating her with the mutants, because
Hmm.
now that's like writing them or writing her an entirely different backstory on top of the backstory that they gave her in this show. So I need to hear what you think because I know you said you don't know much, but that you know a lot about the mutants. So I need to hear this from from another Marvel fan to see what they think about this because I know I'm not the only one. I can't be.
Um, so ape brain reaction is that I think it's just them trying to like they probably thought ahead a little bit, and because what's exactly the difference between inhuman and the mutant?
Okay, so there's two versions. I'm going to tell you the out of universe reason for it, and I'm going to tell you the in universe difference. The reality reason for the Inhumans and the X-Men being different things is disputes between comic writers, comic publishers, rights issues, and all of that. Marvel didn't fully have the rights to the mutants in the 90s, or I think it was either 80s or 90s. So they had to create an entirely new group of enhanced birth superheroes, and they called them the Inhumans.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was a whole unsuccess. It was successful for a while, but then everybody knew the X-Men more, so they hovered towards what they knew instead of what was new. But the reality or the in-universe difference between the X-Men and the Inhumans is that the X-Men are naturally born humans, or they're not humans. They're like a different race of humans that are born with their powers, while the Inhumans are creations from the Celestials that are given powers through Terrigen or Terrigen mists, and then they can cocoon themselves. Well, they do it in unintentionally. They cocoon themselves in a shell, a heart-like shell, not too dissimilar from the shells that the clandestines got themselves in episode 5. And they basically have like this internal thing, like I explained earlier. They have this like internal thing with themselves, and either they can come out of the cocoon with
Mm-hmm.
powers or they die. That's the two options that they have. And they could come out with literally any power. Like it's not anything special. They could come out with like fish eyes, or they could come out and be able to shoot fire. Like they literally could have anything. It doesn't even have to be a power. They just come out of the Terrigen cocoon just different.
And Celestials need to stop doing shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to let this sit a little longer. I'm gonna have to stew in this. I'll sleep. I'll quite literally sleep on it. But
Well,
yeah,
okay, so personally, I think personally I can see why now that you've explained it, why they didn't go with Inhuman, because I feel like with how her power has been set up, the Inhuman title just fits better than Mutant. I honestly just think the in-universe reason could just be that Bruno just decided just not to use the word human, and the out-of-verse reason could be just that they're just blue-balling us.
it's got to be that. It
It's
could
got
be
to be.
both. It could possibly be both. Like I would not put it up to it not being both. It could be Bruno just would not have used the word inhuman because the word mutation makes more sense. And the out of universe reason was that Marvel is just quite possibly teasing us with A, the wrong word, or B, the word that we've been wanting to hear for the past 12 years.
Because things just haven't been the same since the what was the last X-Men movie? I forgot because it's that bad.
Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, Dark Phoenix, or as I like to call it, Ginger listens to Nirvana.
Honestly, yeah, it's like whatever her character's name from Game of Thrones is, listens to modern music.
Ever since
But
I've seen
yeah,
the
I don't
Batman,
know.
all my jokes are now just whenever a character
Just
goes edgy, it's just
Nirvana.
they listen to Nirvana.
They listen to Nirvana. I mean, have you listened to Nirvana? My new Nirvana is Sweet Child of Mine, and I'd have to thank Taika for that one because I also liked um crap, I'm blanking. What was the name of the song from Ragnarok? It was like the Led Zeppelin song. You guys know what
Ah,
I'm talking about. Yeah, but that
Yes, the
I
one
like
where
that song.
he really like impresses like all the lightning at the end.
Yeah, yeah, it's that song. There's the name of the song is not in the song, so I'm having
Isn't
a
it
hard time
Pilgrim?
thinking of it. Is it? Oh, it's the Pilgrim song. That's what it's called.
I'm pretty sure it is
Yeah,
called. I'm pretty sure it has Pilgrim in the name.
yeah, it's called the Pilgrim song. And yeah, that song was in my playlist for a while, and "Sweet Child of Mine" will be in my playlist for a while until Taika blasts the next '80s song in my ear for the next 2 months. But yeah, I just wanted to get this little rant out. We got to the 10 minutes required to get mid rolls, so I'm satisfied. But yeah, this was fun, a fun little video that we're probably gonna do probably one time ever because there's no shot that we're gonna be able to do this with Larnell because he does not care enough about this to hold a conversation about it. Well, he cares enough, but not for content. I'd have to
Yeah.
like lie to him about it in order for him to
Tell him that
get
you're not
engaged.
recording it.
Yeah, I'd have to convince him to be engaged. But yeah, anyway, guys, thanks for watching this if you did, and thanks for watching the entirety of the series of Miss Marvel. We know it was a bit of a slog for most people, but we enjoyed it pretty thoroughly. So we're glad that you stuck around when you did. It's kind of for this year, it's our most viewed show, and that's saying something because Kenobi came out this year. So thanks a lot for that, guys. We really appreciate it.
Wait,
Um,
we've actually getting views on our stuff, or are you
yeah,
just saying that around?
no, we're getting tons of it. Hunter, you have access to the YouTube studio
I know.
page.
I don't look at it that much.
You can look at it. I'm not the only one with access to it. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. Generic YouTube outro here. See you in whatever the next series is, which I think is She-Hulk. Hunter, say a funny word.
Uh, um, poop fart again.
Cool.